Debate. Florida's prescription drug database is unveiled and it's up and running today. Palm Beach County has long been at the epicenter of what's known as the pill mill trade, the illicit buying and selling of painkiller medication. Dave Aronberg heads up the pill mill task force for Florida. He's a former Democratic state senator from Green Acres. Sir, thank you for taking time to be with us. We appreciate it. Long time coming. Your thoughts on that? You told me a little while ago it's been about a decade for you.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. 10 years ago, when I was an assistant attorney general here in West Palm, we investigated Purdue Pharma, the makers of OxyContin, for their marketing practices. We settled with them for $2 million that was supposed to go for a prescription drug monitoring database that would make Florida the leader in fighting prescription drug abuse. Well, the legislature refused to adopt the database for years and years, and the money went away, and Florida became the leader in supplying pills to the rest of the country. And so this is a day that's long in coming.
Sir, just break this down for us as a practical matter. We've been talking about it, but it's worth reiterating. How will it work? How will it have an impact?
It only applies to those who dispense certain Schedule 2, 3, and 4 drugs. Like oxycodone, hydrocodone, Xanax, Valium, Ambien. Those drugs are more than 100 drugs on the list, and those drugs will be, once they're dispensed, so by the pharmacy, the records will be sent within 7 days to the Department of Health, and that's it. It'll be encrypted, it'll be HIPAA compliant, but when law enforcement needs to investigate a specific case, they can access that database. Also, it can be used by doctors and pharmacists to make sure that you're not taking pills that can conflict and jeopardize your health.
So simply put, this allows you to track them, so if somebody's trying to traffic in them, you suddenly have a record now. Is that correct?
Yeah, legitimate pain patients who need these drugs don't have anything to worry about. It really will go after the doctor shoppers, those who abuse the system, who traffic in these drugs, who sell them, and it will save lives. More than 7 people a day die from this, and it really will make a difference.
How do you guarantee full compliance, though, for record-keeping purposes to make sure all this works out?
Well, it's a crime if a dispenser does not send this information to the state within 7 days. And if someone breaches the security of the database, it's a felony. So there are some pretty stiff penalties to make sure it operates efficiently and precisely.
With each new law, you look at it and say, here's some holes I'd like to fix. What are the ones here that in the next 6 months to a year you'd like to see plugged?
You know, the problem is going to the pharmacy side now because doctors can't dispense these drugs anymore directly. So now it's up to the pharmacy. And I'd like to ban pharmacies from being located inside these pain clinics. That's how these pain clinics are getting around the dispensing ban. Plus, there's some loopholes in this database. The database is much needed, but there are loopholes. It's imperfect. And I'd like to, for example, require dispensers to check the database before they dispense. Right now, there is no requirement for the pharmacist to actually look at the database before the drugs are dispensed to a potential doctor shopper.
Dave Aronberg, head of the Florida Drug Task Force, thank you so much for your perspective today.
Thanks for having me.